Welcome back. This is Jason Tagler, and we're going to cover video lesson part 2 of 3 of why is a README pitch more important than a slide deck when you are pitching investors. Last video we covered what is a README pitch and the first 2 reasons why the README pitch is more important than a slide deck. In this video lesson, we're going to focus on the third reason, which is multiple hidden advantages. Reason number 3, there are advantages to an investment summary regardless of if the investor decides to move forward or not. How cool is that? If the investor wants to move forward after reading your investment summary, we call this the yes case. They want to take the next step with you, which might be a phone call or an in-person meeting. They want to learn more. The investor doesn't want to move forward after reading your investment summary. We call this the no case. However, the most amazing thing about using an investment summary is that in either case, there are advantages to you. So raise your hand if you know what they are. All right, well, I can't see you, but I'm willing to bet money that your hand's not raised. That's why I enjoy teaching this topic so much. It's so important to your success, but very few people we work with really understand what I'm going to cover next. Did I build this up enough? I think I probably did. So let's move on to the next slide. First, let's talk about your goal for the investment summary, which is to sink the hook, meaning get those investors interested and willing to take that next step of meeting with you. Get them salivating at the thought of investing in your company. But you have to realize that statistically, this will not happen most of the time because angel investors invest in roughly 2.5% of the companies they evaluate. They look at 40 companies for each one they invest in, according to Gust, which is a software platform for angel groups. Venture capitalists invest in less than 1% of the companies they evaluate. They look at 100 companies, sometimes up to 400 companies for each one they invest in. However, there are hidden advantages to an investment summary, regardless if the investor wants to move forward or not, and those hidden advantages change the statistics. It changes the game for you. I can't tell you exactly what the percentages are because there's no study on this topic, but I will explain how to tilt the odds in your favor. First, let's look at the no case. In the no case, the investor realizes that your business is not a good fit for them, and they decide they don't want to move forward. The hidden advantages are, first, you've saved the investor time because the format of your README pitch has made it easy for the investor to skim and evaluate your business. Second, by organizing all that information that investors care about in order that they want to receive it, you've established your credibility, that you understand your investor audience and what's important to them. You're showing investors that you're someone who's organized, efficient with their time, someone they should want to work with. That also makes you someone they would consider introducing to another investor. That's really important, and it brings us to the last point. Finally, if the investor has your investment summary, then they can use that to easily make a warm introduction to another investor who might be a better fit. And the emphasis is on easily because they can just forward that email to the next investor, maybe give them a call and say, hey, you should check this out. But they don't have to type anything. They don't have to summarize anything. You've already given them the perfect summary for that next investor. This is extremely powerful because it's what changes the statistics we saw in the prior slide, and it's what tilts the odds in your favor. A warm intro increases your odds for a couple of reasons. Number one, an introduction from one investor to another is powerful because referrals receive greater attention. Therefore, they have a higher likelihood of being funded. Also, number 2, investors know their peers, and if one investor makes a warm intro, there's a much higher probability that that next investor will be a good fit for you in your business. There was a Harvard Business School study about this last concept. Here's a quote from that study. More meetings doesn't equal more money. Focus on getting quality introductions to investors who are likely to be a fit. So effectively, quality over quantity. By using an investment summary, you're making it easy for one investor to make an intro to another investor who might be a better fit. Let's also cover the yes case. In the yes case, the investor invites you to make an in-person presentation. This is what you're shooting for. So you might be thinking to yourself, why do I need to hit an advantage, Jason? I'm already getting the outcome I wanted. I'm making it to that next step. Well, you are getting the outcome that you wanted, but if you also used an investment summary, you got a huge bonus. Who doesn't want a free huge bonus? Look, you've accomplished something else with that investment summary, which is that you've effectively pitched the investor in advance of your in-person presentation. When you meet with the investor in person, you can have a higher level discussion because they already understand the basics. This is incredibly valuable. So valuable that we had to make a nice picture and a separate slide to really hammer this point home. So this is a picture of that concept. On the y-axis on the left is the level of discussion you can have with investors. If you have a strong investment summary and the investors read it in advance, they already know the basic information that they care about. So when you meet with that investor in person to deliver your listen to me pitch using your slide deck, you're starting at a much higher level. You're starting above that gray dotted line. You have a head start. Then you can use the in-person time with the investor to take their level of understanding to a much higher ending level. The opportunity cost of time for investors is very high, so you want to take advantage of every minute that you have with them in person. The investment summary lets you do that. It's a huge hidden advantage that most people don't realize. So that concludes part 2 of 3. But wait, there's more. In the next lesson, we will cover how to create a README pitch or an investment summary.